Happy Wednesday. I am Anne LaFollette, and it is noon here in California. And as many of you know, every single Wednesday at noon Pacific time, which is 3 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States, I come on live to talk to you about art, creativity, and surface design. And I'm super excited to be here. And I want to say hello to Pauline Riley, who is here. And I also saw that Dell is here. Hello, hello. Hello, Madeline. It's wonderful to see you here as well. And we've got Laura here, otherwise known as Frisco Lala. And it's so great to see you as well, Sue Ellen. So thank you guys for joining me. And I'm doing something really fun today. So many of you who are in my creative community have learned over the years of the different technologies that I've taught myself how to use, including this, like going live on Facebook on Wednesdays, every single Wednesday at noon. For the last 5 years, I think now, I come on live on my business page to talk to you about art, creativity, and surface design. And it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces joining me here. Janelle is here, and hello, Amanda. Amanda, you and I have got to connect. So Amanda, I know you and I've been trying to email back and forth, and my emails were getting rejected from your email box. I think I've got that fixed. Another big technology win. And so please, let's make sure that we find time to connect this week, because I definitely want to touch base with you. And it's wonderful to see Geraldine from Kennebunk, Maine. And Maria is here from Sweden. Hello. Hello, Maria. Seeing you here is getting me all choked up. So I'm doing something super fun today, which is I am broadcasting to 2 places at the same time. So most of you who are here right now are coming in through my Facebook, right? Because I sent out directions about how to find me. I want to know, I recorded a video to show you how to find me, because sometimes it can be so confusing. Because hashtag Anne's Universe is kind of big. There's multiple places where you might be able to find me in the hashtag Anne's Universe. And so tell me in the comments, did you actually get the video, right? Did you open the email that had the video in it? And if you say yes to that, tell me if the video was helpful, right? Tell me if the video was helpful. And hello, Vani. I have not seen you here for a while, so it's lovely to see you back. So Janelle says yes, awesome. So do you notice when I'm putting your name up on screen, there's also a little face, there's a little F, the little F, which is the Facebook icon. Well, I'm waiting to see who's gonna join me from my YouTube channel, because I am actually broadcasting in both places. So Dell, you know how to find me anyway, right? So you did not really need to watch the video, because Dell knows how to find me, because Dell comes most weeks. Debbie, it's great to see you again as well. So one of the things that's so fabulous is I have many of the people who are in my current Pattern Design Academy program, like Debbie, who are joining me here today. And so it's wonderful to see you. You've gotten me twice, right? You've gotten me twice today. And then Laura says that you got it and my video is clear. Awesome, 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 awesome. I'm glad to hear it. And hello, Maria. I haven't seen Maria in a while either. It's lovely to see you. Okay, so I'll let you know if I see in the comments that somebody has actually gotten a notification from my YouTube channel and are joining me from there. But the thing I wanted to tell you was, listen, technology can really feel overwhelming. And back in the day, when I had a corporate job and something went wrong with technology, I didn't have to figure it out, right? When I had my corporate job, there was a whole tech team that would come fix your computer if something was wrong, right? I didn't have to learn any of it. So when I actually lost my job, because I got laid off and I had to sort of reinvent myself, I had to start to build my self-confidence that I can actually do hard things. I can learn technology, even at my advanced age, and that we can do hard things. And what I discovered, and so maybe this will also help you when you start to think about learning new technologies, we can do it. We just have to slow down. Or at least my approach is I just need to slow down. I might have to read the directions several times but I just have to have the courage to give it a try. So one of the apps that I use, that I'm using right now, is called Ecamm Live. And Ecamm Live allows me to share my screen with you. So for example, I'm going to show you where to find this week's blog post if you missed it. You should have gotten an email yesterday morning with a link that took you directly to my blog, but in case you missed it or you're new here, I want to show you where my website is so you can find my blog on my website. And so one of the things is about technology is you just have to give yourself grace. You got to take a big, deep breath, and then you have to, in baby steps, realize that we can do hard things and we can conquer this technology that we might at first think is overwhelming. So what's my point? My point is that Ecamm Live is this amazing app that I use so I can share my screen with you. And when I'm doing a lot of demos inside my programs and I'm showing you how to use Adobe Illustrator, because I teach you how to use Adobe Illustrator to become a surface designer, it's a super powerful way to teach. Right? It's a super powerful way to teach. And Pauline is here, and Pauline now has her own course on actually how to use Procreate. And so she also uses Ecamm so she can share her screen and show you exactly what she's doing step by step by step. And it's an incredibly powerful teaching tool, as well as a really great way to kind of interact when I'm in a live environment like I am right now. And Ecamm had an update. So Ecamm's on version 4.0. And the latest update to Ecamm was the ability to actually live stream, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm live right now on Wednesday. It's 7 minutes after 12. And I'm able to both broadcast here on my Facebook page, but I'm also broadcasting over on YouTube. And I have a smaller following on YouTube, but I love my YouTube followers as well. And I frequently want to make sure that they know also what it is that I'm working on right now. And so this is going to be so much fun to be able to, This is going to be so much fun for me to be able to broadcast in both places and keep all of my fabulous YouTube subscribers up to date with what's going on. So Geraldine, I'm glad that you liked the email reminder, because I haven't actually been sending them that often, and I do think that they are going to be very helpful for people. And so one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to share my screen because I want to get your recommendations today for podcasts that you like. So I'm switching gears. Are you guys okay? I'm switching gears. I wanted to, first of all, just talk about technology and the fact that we can do hard things. But now I'm going to switch gears to talk about my blog this week. And so tell me in the comments, did you get it? Did you have a chance to read it yet? It's totally fine if you didn't, but I'm going to show you where it is. So if you go to my website, so right now most of you are watching me here on my Facebook business page. But I also have a website, right? So part of #Anne's Universe is that there are these various platforms that I use to both communicate with my audience and also to support all of you. And one of those is my website. So I'm going to share my screen using this fabulous Ecamm technology. And we're going to go to my website, which is, if you see up here on the upper left, it's AnneLaFolletteArt.com, right? AnneLaFolletteArt.com. And this is my cute logo with, my motto is it's never too late to create. And if you're interested in learning and exploring about surface design, this is where we can get started together. You can click on this and then it'll pop you down on my page to where I have some free guides for you. And so I always want to highlight these fabulous 3 guides in case any of you who are in my community now or are just learning about me can learn more. I have an ebook that's Craft a Career You Love. This is, I think, 28 pages or so. Yep, it's a 28-page ebook about the surface design industry. I also have this really fun guide, which is your comprehensive guide to a profitable craft fair. And then I also have my favorite art supplies. And so these are clickable links down here. You can download each one of these guides. But if you scroll down further, you can see some examples of some of my fabrics here. You can read from some of my fabulous students who've taken my programs. This is my weekly Wednesday chat that I'm doing right now. Right? We're live right here. And then please follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. And what I normally post on Instagram are these cute reels. So I've been posting reels pretty much every day. I took a little bit of a break, but pretty much every day. And then this morning I remembered, oh gee, today's my day for being live. Why don't I post about going live? If I scroll back up to the top, I have 3 main programs, right? I have Anne's Atelier, which is my monthly membership that many of you are in. Thank you so much. I love having you in my membership program. I also have the Doodles. I have a Doodles program that many of you have taken. I also have my Pattern Design Academy. So it's the Academy for short. And those are over here. You can just click straight through to them if you want to find out more. And then here is my blog, and then Ann TV takes you straight over to my YouTube channel. So if I click on Ann TV, let's just see what happens. So you can see there's a little live button here on my YouTube channel, which means you can actually watch me live if you click this, but you guys don't need to go there because you're watching me already. But if anybody's over there on YouTube, please say hi so that I can highlight the fact that I'm live streaming to both places. Then this is just an about page. This is how you can join my email list. And then this is where you can get a free trial of Adobe Illustrator. But I'm going to click on the blog. So if I click on the blog, you can see that I blog every single week. So I blog every week on Tuesdays. And if you've missed any of my blogs, you can go backwards, and because there are now 5 years worth of weekly blogs. But today's topic is this one right here. This is Let's Share Our Favorite Podcasts. So the blog was about one of my favorite podcasts. And of course, I want to have my own, which is why I picked this picture of me, right? I want to have my own podcast someday, but I don't have my own podcast yet. However, one of the podcasts that I really enjoy and that I wrote about in the blog this week is Amy Porterfield's. And Amy Porterfield is a big mentor of mine. She is an online marketing wizard, and she's really one of the only women in the online who is really, really, really big in the online space, or has been a big name, a very successful person in the online space. There are not as many women in the space as there are men. So it's wonderful to follow Amy Porterfield, and she has a really great podcast called Online Marketing Made Easy. So that's what the blog post was about. You can go read more about it. There were 3 specific reasons why I love the podcast and why you might find it very valuable. But now I want to switch the tables and ask you, do you have a favorite podcast? And if you do, please share it in the comments with me. Because one of the things that's super fun is to share with each other what it is that we're listening to, or the podcasts that we like. Or last week I talked about one of my favorite books, which is Beth Kempton's Wabi Sabi. Right, which you also saw when I went over to my website. It's the book review of Beth Kempton's Wabi Sabi book, and which is Japanese Wisdom for a Perfectly Imperfect Life. And then this week I wanted to talk about podcasts. So there's always a bit of a delay in the comments when you guys actually share with me your favorite podcast. But tell me if you have a favorite one, right? Tell me if I have a favorite one. Okay, so here we go. So Maria is saying that I always listen to Amy as well, but I've also started to really like Bonnie's, the Professional Creative Podcast. I do listen to podcasts if I wake up in the middle of the night and then I can't listen to Amy. You'd never fall back asleep. Exactly. So that's so great, Maria. I think that Bonnie Christine's new podcast is wonderful. I have actually not spent that much time on it, but I bet it's amazing. And so I'm so glad you guys are reminding me that I need to go listen to it. Bonnie Christine's podcast is absolutely fabulous. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Pauline says that she totally agrees with Maria that because, the thing about Amy's podcast, Amy Porterfield's podcast, Online Marketing Made Easy, is that she is teaching you, she teaches you, she's like, what's the best way to describe it? She is like teaching you something where you want to take notes, right? And so it's not necessarily something that you sort of, I can listen to her like when I take a walk, right? I can listen to her when I take a walk, and then I can also, because I'm listening to her through my phone, I can then quickly take some notes on my phone if she says something I don't want to forget. But hers are pretty intense. They're really amazing, like 45-minute teaching sessions that she does. Obviously, the podcast is free, so there's a tremendous amount of value that you get when you're listening to her, but she would not help you go back to sleep. Whereas Bonnie Christine also has a really beautiful voice. She's very calming. She's talking about sort of more creativity in general and things like that. And also behind the scenes of her team and how she's built her team over time, and also all of the wonderful things things that she recommends that we do to keep our creativity alive and flourishing. And so I can totally imagine, Maria, that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you kind of turn on her voice, it can help you kind of go back to sleep. So I love that. I absolutely love that. And so thanks for sharing that with me and for reminding me that I need to go listen to it myself. So anybody else? Is there anybody else who's new here who wants to share? Because many of you have not been on my weekly Wednesday live before. And so I usually it's always at noon on Wednesdays. I'll now get better about sending out a little reminder so it's easier for you to find me. And then we always try to have a little bit of a conversation around whatever my blog post was about this week. And podcasts continue to grow. And so when you're thinking about a podcast that you might want to share with me that I should listen to myself, I am curious about if you want one yourself. If you ever wanted one yourself. And so Laura, also known as Frisco Lala, said, I'm a real podcast fan, so I have many in different genres. Yes. Okay. So This American Life, right? Totally different genre. Right? This American Life was an amazing podcast. And we actually have a dear friend who's a lawyer who has a podcast called The Talking Feds. He actually clerked for a Supreme Court judge. He's now a lawyer, but he also has this really great, it's sort of more about sort of American politics, which is always really, really dangerous to talk about now because, we live in such a polarized society. But in any event, his podcast is called Talking Feds. He's a big fan of music as well. And so it's a bit of a play on words for Talking Heads, if you guys remember the Talking Heads band. There you go. There we go. Awesome. I'm seeing that Monica just joined us. Hi, it's great to see you. And Judy found us too. Fantastic, Judy. Welcome to my weekly Wednesday live. So the other good thing is if you come late, the replay will be available here on the page right afterwards. And so you can always catch up. So I love this. So Suzanne said, is there such a thing as we can do 100 hard things all at once? I don't know. I was actually listening to, Amy had a broadcast this morning. Amy had like a private broadcast this morning for her members of her community, her, paid community. Amy Porterfield has a variety of online courses. So Amy Porterfield's sort of big course is called Digital Course Academy, and it teaches you how to create an online course, a really successful online course, and how to have a course be a part of kind of your list of assets, because when you have an online course, it's a new asset in your business. And you can launch it as often or not as you want, but you've built this asset where you're teaching something that you love to others and sharing that experience and that knowledge. And then she also has a membership. She has got a membership that is only for people who have gone through her program called Digital Course Academy. And then she has a couple of other adjunct programs, one of which is List Builder Society that I'm definitely talked to you guys about before, because it's the best way to get started building your email list. And your email list is also a really, really important asset in your business. And but one of the things that she was talking about today was we're all trying to do too many things at once. and so I love the fact that you brought that up, Sue Ellen, because you can't do 100 things at once. And one of the other messages from her this morning was, you really have to pick one thing that is the most important thing that you want to make progress on, and then you need to do that one thing 100 times. Right? So it's flipping that totally on its head. Instead of trying to do a million different things, like pick one thing that's going to be the most important thing to help you move your creative business forward, and do that 100 times. So because, you iterate. When you iterate and you repeat and you rinse and repeat and you iterate, you're getting better all the time. So anyway, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. So let's see. No Stupid Questions is a good sociology podcast. Okay, I love that. This is another great suggestion, Pattern Chatter with Rebecca Rueth. Yeah, so Rebecca Rueth is also, I think, on Clubhouse. That's the same Rebecca, right, who's a surface designer. And so that's fun. And Geraldine, is that a podcast or is that on Clubhouse? I love that. And so Mary Beth is here. Hello, Mary Beth from Oklahoma. I'm new to this and I've wanted to start a podcast for about 3 years now. So you and me both. So one of my goals, Mary Beth, in 2020 was to start a podcast. And I still don't have a podcast myself. But what we're talking about today is like, well, what podcast do you like? And then I also would be happy to expand that into, if you had your own podcast, would it be an interview show or would it be just you talking to your audience? What type of podcast would you want to start if you started one? All right, so Anna said, my favorite is super niche. It's Light Talk with the Lumen Brothers, discusses theater lighting design and education. Wow, this is so cool, right? I mean, there's a little micro niche in every space, right? Even in the podcast world. It's where I learned about the women who were the early lighting design leaders. It's nice because they include women in the conversation and defer to what women say about working in theater design. Wow, Anna, thank you for sharing that with us. That is a great one. That's so fun. And did you find it kind of by Googling podcasts about light design, theater light design, or how did you find it? Did someone recommend it to you? A lot of times it comes because you ask for recommendations, and depending on what niche you're in, you can people will, I'm sure, share with you the ones that they like the most. Okay, so Geraldine said it is on Clubhouse. Yeah, so Clubhouse is not really a podcast, right? You can now listen to the replays. When it came out originally. When Clubhouse came out originally, it didn't actually record the sessions. They were just live, and their Clubhouse is it's yet another place where you can find community and you can also listen to what people are talking about. And now you do have replays, and so it's a little bit now similar to having a podcast, but it's not. But however. Anyway, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole about Clubhouse. We could talk about Clubhouse some other time. But essentially, I get your point that it's similar because you can watch the replays. All right, so let's see. Who's got a podcast idea they want to share with us? I want to start a podcast called The Business of Native Art, interviewing people who can help Native artists learn about everything they need to know to create an actual business with their art. Yeah, beautiful. Love that, Mary Beth. That's a great idea. And specifically how Native artists can learn about the business of art and the business of having an art business. All right, and then Anna said, my husband is a lighting designer and shared it with me. We met doing theater. I love it. That's fantastic. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I only like to be on for about 20 minutes because I know we all have very, very busy lives. And so I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I love this topic. And so one of the things I would love for you to do is, if you're not already on my email list, go to AnnaLaFolletteArt.com and click that join button and join us in my creative community so that you get my blog every Tuesday. And then you can also get the reminders about joining me live here on Facebook, but also over on YouTube. And I always like to say in closing that I am Anna Follett, and it's never too late to create. I will be back next Wednesday, come rain or shine, every single Wednesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm right here on my Facebook business page, and I cannot wait to see you then. And in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye for now.